Waves lapped at the shore with a rhythmic sigh, the sun dipping low, painting the sky in bruised purples. Lila trudged along the wet sand, her bare feet sinking into the cool grains, the off-season wind tugging at her scarf. Seagulls cried overhead, their calls echoing her inner turmoil. At 41, after discovering her partner's affair, the beach felt like the only place vast enough to hold her shattered trust. She stopped near a weathered driftwood log, the salt air stinging her eyes. Tears blurred the horizon. She could turn back to the empty hotel room, face the silence. But something rooted her there, a quiet pull to stay, to let the waves wash over her thoughts. A figure approached from the distance, his steps measured against the tide. He was in his late 50s, she guessed, with a faded denim jacket and hair tousled by the breeze. He bent down, picked up a small spiral shell from the sand, examining it briefly before continuing his walk. Lila wiped her face, hoping he wouldn't notice, but he paused a few feet away, his gaze on the ocean. Without looking at her, he extended the shell. Found this one. Looks like it's been through some storms. His voice was gravelly, softened by the wind. She hesitated, fingers brushing his as she took it. The shell was smooth, worn by time, a small act unprompted. He didn't wait for thanks, just nodded and sat on the far end of the log, leaving space between them. His name was never shared, but through his actions, pulling a thermos from his bag, pouring hot tea into a spare cup, sliding it her way, he introduced himself as someone who understood quiet pain. Lila sipped, the warmth spreading, contrasting the chill. The kindness came instinctively. He glanced at her ringless finger, the way she clutched the shell. Lost something important? He asked softly, not prying, just opening a door. Lila surprised herself by nodding, words spilling out about the betrayal, the years invested now crumbling like sandcastles. He listened, eyes on the waves. No interruptions, no judgments. Then, in a low tone, he shared a fragment of his own. A marriage ended decades ago. The slow rebuild. It's like the tide, he said, pulls everything away but brings back what you need. Action over words. He sketched a simple map in the sand with a stick, showing paths through grief, small steps like walking this beach daily. Lila felt doubt rise. Might confide in a stranger? Her walls, built high after the hurt, cracked under his calm presence. Hesitation gripped her. What if this vulnerability led to more pain? She almost stood to leave, but the tea's steam rose, grounding her. He finished his sketch, erased it with his foot. The sun dipped lower, shadows lengthening. Lila's chest loosened, a subtle shift. She murmured thanks, relief in her voice. He smiled faintly, quiet gratitude mirrored in his nod. No fanfare, just humanity bridging the gap. As the light faded, he stood, brushed sand from his jacket. Keep the shell. Reminds you storms pass. Then he walked toward the dunes, his figure blending into the twilight. Lila called out, but the wind carried her words away. When she looked again, he was gone, disappeared into the gathering dark. Nights blurred into days. Lila returned to the beach often, the hotel stay extending as she pieced together her life. The shell sat on her nightstand, a tangible reminder. She filed for separation papers, started journaling her thoughts, the betrayal's sting fading like footprints in the tide. Weeks passed. She moved to a small coastal apartment, the sound of waves her constant companion. Work as a graphic designer picked up. She designed logos inspired by seashells, infusing them with resilience. The stranger's words echoed in quiet moments, urging her forward. One evening, a woman sat on the same log, staring at the sea, her posture heavy. Lila approached, picked up a pebble, offered it with a cup of coffee from her thermos. "Looks like you've been through a storm," she said softly. The woman accepted, and they talked, small steps rippling outward. Months turned to seasons. Lila's trust rebuilt slowly, dates tentative but hopeful. The beach became her ritual, where she sketched in the sand, erasing and starting anew. She never saw the man again, but his absence amplified the impact, a single help that reshaped her shore. One dusk, as waves whispered secrets, Lila found another spiral shell, identical to the first. She held it, the wind sighing around her. Kindness fleeting, it anchored her anyway. If this whisper of humanity on the shore resonated with your own hidden storms, subscribe for more tales that uncover the quiet strength in us all. Has a stranger's fleeting kindness ever changed your path? Tell me in the comments. Your experiences connect us. And if that vanishing act still echoes, explore the note that rewrote her tomorrow next. It might just redefine yours.